Hi guys, welcome back to another Daily Tarot card. These are your Daily Tarot cards for Friday, June the 2nd, 2023. Today we're pulling from the Disney Tim Burton The Nightmare Before Christmas tarot cards. So we're under the strawberry moon. Pagans will call this the lover's moon. We got the lover's card. You know, what a beautiful sight to see. I feel like you either have a friendship coming in and you're falling into a new friendship circle, or this could actually be because they were showing I believe it's Door to Love, if I'm not mistaken, from the energy oracle cards, where it's the your heart. It has a key lock on it, and it's in a bird cage, so symbolizing our lungs, essentially. But it's like the bird cage is open. It's like you're more open to love. You're more susceptible to love. The deep healing has taken place. You know, it's like this morning, like they were singing like or the Chicks, excuse me, they're called now. Top of the world, where she's like, it's been 5 long years now since the top of the world came crashing down, and I said to myself, 6 long years since the top of the world, my top of my world came crashing down, and it's like I know, like a couple of years ago, or maybe, yeah, it wasn't last summer, it was the summer before. It's like I finally felt like I was like, I had the music on and I was transplanting plants, and I felt, like I felt like I was enjoying life again. Like I'm sitting there and I'm like, Spirit, like, it's so infuriating. Like, why is it taking, like, I know we've outgrown this situation. We've outgrown this place. Like, how come that opportunity isn't there yet? And they're like, they're protecting us from something. And I'm like, okay, trusting Spirit, having these conversations with them. And it's like they reminded me, it's like, remember when all this happened, and it's like you couldn't even listen to music because it made you upset. You felt, a survivor's guilt, putting your feet in the grass, even playing video games. I felt so awkward playing video games. I felt guilty for playing video games because I'm like, this is something that me and Shane had in common. And it's funny now that I know it's a lover's moon. It's like, as much as I try to fight it, I thought I was out and they pulled me back in. But it's like our relationship has transformed since then. It's just, it's you'll always have a place in my heart, but things changed. But I feel like that's where they're saying, like, get out there and enjoy life, especially with the Fool card. They're like, embrace this time with a childlike spirit. You know what I mean? Like, they're already showing, that a Farmer's Almanac is showing for Atlantic Canada that we're gonna have a really hot summer. That God, we have a heat pump in the living room, but it's just like it's gonna be a quick fall. Like, it's not gonna be that Indian summer that we've been getting for years, where it's like, it's like fall. It's like November, like mid-November. You know what I mean? And it was still summertime last year. It was really bad. Like, we had snow on the ground November 19th. We never had that before. The first snowfall was usually December 19th, and then we would get it either before Christmas or a little bit after Christmas is when we would get the next snowfall, right? And it's like last the 2022 23 winter. It's like we had snow on the ground on November 19th, and we had it well into April. Like, I was just like, dang, is this ever going to go away? Like, are we going to be a perpetual winter? And it's like we went from 8 Celsius to 32. So we went all the way up to like 102 degrees, Fahrenheit, excuse me, if you're in the US. And it's just like, what in the heck? You know what I mean? It's just, and they wonder why everyone's getting colds. So I feel like it's just like, even though it's going to be warm, it's just like embrace that time. Like, like I said to the kids, why am I going to sit there and drag the air conditioner from, like, cause it's a portable air conditioner to the top floor of the townhouse. And, you know what I mean? And it's still, you have to turn it on at like 6 for it to even bring it down in temperature. You know what I mean? It's like, let's just sleep in the living room. Like, why suffer? Like, when you have the beautiful blessing like that there. But there's like some things that were reminding me of blessings. It's like, even sunny. You know what I mean? And it's like, you can't help but think about, like, the things that have been taken from you will be replenished 10 times fold. You know what I mean? So it's just like, us moving, it'll be that, step, because that's exactly where I was trying to move, where we're trying to move now. And it's just like, people that be, I don't know if that's that oogie boogie that stands in my way, but there is something that stands in our way from stopping us from moving forward. You can't stop yourself from moving forward. You got to live life to the fullest. They're showing here With the World card, I feel like this is the Enchanted Forest where it's like we're going to choose a door. Can't help but look at that love card there, and we have the Lovers, right? So are you choosing love at this time? I feel like with the Enchanted Forest card, the Seven of Doors, it's like once you pick a door, the others will disappear. And I feel like this is what they're warning you. If someone standing in the way, it could even be yourself. It could be your shadow side. You know what I mean? If you haven't watched The Nightmare Before Christmas, Iggy Boogie ends up getting lock, shock, and barrel to kidnap Santa Claus. He holds them hostage, and then he ends up taking Sally. So he challenges Jack to this game where, which is Oogie Boogie's game, and he cheats the whole time. But you know what I mean? It's just like that thing that stands in your way from actually living life. Even Jack, he didn't even let himself feel love. He kind of overlooked Sally until the end, and then he realized, oh my God, she loves me. You know what I mean? And then it all just like hit him like a ton of bricks. So with the Lovers card, we're getting this intertwined energy. There is a full moon behind it. Gotta love that. It's a full strawberry moon, the Lover's moon, so it could be that a lover is coming into your life. It could also mean that, where I saw on Instagram, that there's those rare relationships where it's like it's intertwined energy and you guys are best friends, and it's like it's deeper than a love connection. Like, you can't explain it. You can't put it into words where it's just like, I love you. I would do anything for you. You are my family. You are my soulmate. You are like everything to me. But it's nothing sexual in it. You know what I mean? And it's just like, that is such a beautiful gift to have. That you can be so intertwined and so close with someone that there's none of those stipulations. There's none of those, expectations. Like when you go out on a first date, they expect you to pay with the sexual activities. It's like, Judgment. I feel like leveling up. I love in relationships where you grow. Like, you grow, you expand, you learn a lot, you learn more about yourself. They teach you new things, and you actually find new things that you love. You know what I mean? So it's just, I love that, where that growth happens. You know what I mean? And then we go to the Fool card, and it's just like, embrace it with this childlike innocence. That's why I bring up the seasons where it's like, summer is short lived, and they're showing like going to the beach, going fishing, like, you know what I mean? It's like, go and live those moments. Yeah, it's a little hotter out, but I hate being in the heat. So do my kids. You know what I mean? But it's just like, that is a rare moment we'll never get back. You know what I mean? It's an experience. And even my oldest son, he hates being out in the heat. And he's just like, he don't want to go. But my mom's like, come on, let's go. Let's go have a good time. And he thanks her afterwards. He's like, thank you for getting me to go with you guys. Like, he has a great time. He enjoys it. It's like, even if you don't like the heat, it's just like, find other activities. Even if like, you hide out all day in the shade, and then at nighttime come out and like enjoy like the cooler temperature, when it's like 7 o'clock and the sun's like hiding behind the trees and it starts to cool down. So we're going to start off with the 10 of Potions. Unconditional love. This can be unconditional love from your children, your partner, your friendship, even from yourself, the universe. You know what I mean? I feel like it's just, everything's lining up. Everything's in a good place. We were talking about yesterday how we were going into this money cycle, So it's just like, I know by investing in that air mattress, it's a great investment because, one, I'm not running an air conditioner all the way from 6 o'clock all the way until we wake up in the morning because just to cool it down. That will instantly cool down the whole house. You know what I mean? That will instantly cool down the living room. If it goes up to upstairs, fine. Well, like, this will be our first season with the heat pump, but it's just like, It's like, I need my sleep. There's no way, So the 10 of Potions. An important relationship, friendship, or family connection is finding its stride. You're both feeling supported, understood, and appreciated. Nurture this connection and remember to give it as much as you take to maintain balance. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I definitely feel like a deeper connection with my youngest. You know what I mean? Like, he was in the NICU for the first 14 days of his life. I know he was much more closer to his dad, which is totally fine. But I feel like, me and him, like, sit there, we watch movies together, we hang out, we talk, we play games. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, we enjoy each other's company. I truly do. Like, he always makes me laugh. Like, he is such a comedian, but it's just like, I love that stuff. I love laughing. You know what I mean? And it's really special when you enjoy being around your kids' company. You know what I mean? Like, some people don't have that. So the world, you've done it. You come so far and been through so much and learned so many powerful lessons along the way. You're feeling satisfied, happy, and whole. Consider sharing your experiences with others. You have the ability to inspire people. So as I was doing this for Instagram, Courtney was on, someone that I read for, and it turned into a friendship. And it's just like, Spirit encouraging her to share her story because it's a rare, unique story. That I was also told, like, you shouldn't share so much, da 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 da. And I'm like, well, how could people relate to me and my experiences, or be like, what makes her special? What makes her unique? How does she know how can you speak on things that you never speak of? So it's like keeping it real, like, yeah, being real and vulnerable, It's not looking for empathy or anything, but it's just saying, hey, you know what? You're going through this. It probably resonates with you. I've been there too, And it took me a while to get out of it, It's just, when you have a connection with someone and you have children with them, and, you build a life, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, it is all taken away from you. It's like you feel a certain way, and it takes time to heal. Some people can move on right away. Some people within a year. Some people never, Everybody's different, But for me, I feel like I am enjoying life. The flowers, nature. Like, I've always enjoyed it. Like, I have enjoyed it since since the Shane's passing. But it's just like, I feel like I'm actually participating in life. I feel like I'm actually experiencing things again. Not just like living in like a robot. So the Five of Needles. Five of Needles is the Five of Swords. This is usually when a verbal conflict happens. You know what I mean? So, but I definitely feel like with this sabotage of someone trying to purposely stop you from moving forward, I definitely felt that, like, for their own gain. It's like they're going to sit there and, stop at every corner. You know what I mean? So it's like, maybe that's what they're protecting us from. This could also be our shadow side stopping you. It's like, no, this, telling you negative thoughts. And so you don't share your stories or do those things that you want to do because of those shadow thoughts. It's like, we got to be, bravery, courage, strength, resilience, Air signs, swords are always thinking with our higher selves, but I definitely get that fiery energy. This is the ultimate battle card. Battle card. It is battle card. Battle card. You are a fight with Oogie Boogie in your life. Conflict can be uncomfortable, but sometimes it's inevitable. You'll need to be agile and clever to gain the upper hand. Good luck. For me, I feel like this is also talking about when they're like getting involved in that gossip that was going to happen around you. And it's like, don't get involved. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't need to be a part of that. It's low vibrating energy. You know what I mean? It's like, if they're talking about everybody else, they'll talk about you. Like they were even showing, until you get into a hearing reach, they'll be talking about you. You can feel the energy. We go to the Lovers. You're creating meaningful friendships, connections, relationships will enrich your life. There's an element of chosen in the Lovers tarot card. If you have a decision to make, don't ever overanalyze the situation. Decide with your heart. And I feel like that's what's happening here. You need to decide with your heart. A decision's going to come up where I feel like it could be with a job. It's like your heart is there, but it's like it'll be better for you and the family. I feel like your decisions have some weight, some merit is what they're saying, but I feel like it's going to be a choice. They're also saying there could be three. Either you're in a relationship and there's someone of interest, or they're in a relationship and you're a person of interest. So I feel like they're saying consequences, If they are willing to do that to their partner for you, then they'll do it to you down the road, Now isn't the time to be hasty and impulsive. Consider your actions and choices carefully and take time to think things through. Remember that all actions have reactions. Be sensible and stay true to your conscience. Just like I said, I definitely feel judgment here, but I also feel leveling up, consolidating with spirit. I made moon water last night. I definitely feel like I'm getting more channel messages. I feel like it's more potent. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm more in tune with spirit, where like, I'm driving in the car with my mom and things will just come in. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know what I mean? I was just like, I've seen like, I can't remember her name. She's on TikTok. I know her name was Frankie. She had like a pixie blonde haircut. I haven't seen her in a long time. So I don't know if she's left or if it's just like I'm not on the right For You page system to see her, but I remember her making moon water in mason jars. So I tried it last moon cycle, and I was just like, the moon is really potent. So I went up into the room that has the most moonlight, and we turned the light off, and it was coming in. So I was like, make moon water. I put my third eye necklace in there. So it's just like, you know what I mean? It's just like, try it again. So I may make a video for it, but I definitely do feel a difference, like intuitively. So, you know, if it's something you're drawn to, I feel like if it resonates with you, if that speaks to you, like when you, like, if you're like me, that's always looking for the moon, you know what I mean? And it speaks to you, you don't, it's like magnetic to you, you know what I mean? So I feel like, you know, maybe that's something you should look into. I'll make a video for it. So channel Jack Skellington's childlike enthusiasm as you take your first brave steps towards something new. Even in love, it's just like, especially if you're like myself that have gone through like a separation, a divorce, a bereavement, where it's like, you know, everything was stripped down to the foundation. Now we're rebuilding ourselves, we're healing ourselves, we're realizing, you know, people are like, oh, you're so strong, and like, I love that meme, that not even a meme, just the saying that it's like, we had no other choice. Either we sit there and curl up into a ball and let this bury us alive, very earth shadow energy, or we sit there and it's like, okay, I feel my feelings, I'm going to continue feeling my feelings. Every day is not going to be a good day, and I know that, but I'm going to keep putting my one foot in front of the other. That's why I'm so grateful that I was writing passages down when I was going through that journey, because especially when I go through that shadow side, I'm like, why isn't this happening yet? You know, and the biggest thing that Spirit said to me is like, patience, you have no patience. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, have we met? You know? With limitless potential, there's no telling how far you'll go. You know? I feel like it's believing in yourself. You know, I feel like Jack also walking away out of the forest, you know? Like he's made his choice. Also, like, not letting something stand in his way. You know what I mean? It's like, even when, like, he knew nothing, he did his research to a point, but he mistakenly thought that Santa Claus was with Claus, Claws. He thought it was Halloween mixed with Christmas, but he was wrong. That's how a lot of us celebrate it, us spooky peoples. we think it's normal. We don't call ourselves spooky people, but, you know, to make like a Nightmare Before Christmas Christmas tree, it's just like, you know, that's like, woohoo, you know, that's our niche, you know? So it's just like, you know, doing things that's what I mean, like childlike enthusiasm. Some people might not get it. Living Dead Dolls made this fallen angel doll. The first one, it was a complete black. So I would use her as my angel at the top of the tree, and everyone's just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, what? It's a spooky tree. It's like, that's what resonates with me. Shane loves horror, so he didn't mind because he loved the Living Dead Dolls, you know? He loved Nightmare Before Christmas. He didn't care. It was just like horror. It was right up his alley, you know? I don't know if the kids are going to do the tree or not this year, but it's just like, do things that make you happy. Like, you know, I saw Queenie Black, amazing, brilliant Californian artist, goth artist, you know, love her, resonate with her. You know, she's amazing. She had skeletons sitting in her living room. I'm like, I want one. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, she's like, make your house like your own museum, like, you know what I mean? Like her house, oh my gosh, like dream house, house goals, you know what I mean? It's just, you know, it's just repurposing things, like, you know, that is our biggest thing, you know, going to thrift stores and repurposing it, but it's just like making it your own sanctuary. People may not understand it, and that's totally fine. It's not for them to understand. You know, it makes you happy, it puts a smile on your face, do it, you know? We're only here for a moment of time. So let's, you know, fill it with things that make us happy. Like, you know, it's not about materialism. It's like people, places, things. Like Mother's Day. It was so perfectly imperfect. I didn't expect, you know, I told my kids, what you did for your grandmother, that is my Mother's Day gift. You know? And we ended up getting my favorite breakfast. Under $20, I got flowers for the outside, and, you know, we went to the beach 2 days, and ended up getting colds, but it doesn't matter. It was worth it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dare I say, one of the best Mother's Days I've ever had. You know what I mean? Besides becoming a mom, you know, but it's just like, you know, the only way it could have been more perfect if Junior was there with us. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but I understand, like, he's like his dad. They don't like being outside. But, you know what I mean? It's like your favorite people, places, and things. Like, that's what life should be about, you know? It doesn't have to be, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't, you don't have to spend a ton of money to show, you know what I mean? Only words, you know what I mean? That song. It's just like, you know, you wouldn't have to say I love you because I know you do, because you show me through actions. Words come so easily. You know, just like Closure, she said that. She goes, your easy words. What can I do with your easy words? Show me. I can't see it. I can't feel it. You know what I mean? And it's just like, that's what I mean. It's like, you know, you truly love someone, show them. You know, you don't have to do but flowers and cards and this. You know, watch a movie with them. You know, tell them, you know, that you love them. You know, kiss their forehead, hold their hand. You know what I mean? Just simple little things. Out of nowhere, like, you know, even with your kids, just tell them how proud of you are of them. You know, give them a hug, give them a squeeze. Like, you know, it's like, you know, I tell my kids all the time, like, you know, I'm so proud of them and in awe of them that they know exactly what they want to do at such a young age. And I'm like, I wanted to do so many things and I was told no to this and no to that and people standing in my way of it, you know, and it's just like refusing to let us like break that glass ceiling, you know, break that barrier, you know. So it's just like, you know, no time like the present, you know. That's why I always encourage my kids. You want to do it, that's what you're passionate about, go for it, you know. It's just, you know, I do, you know, have stipulations, especially when it comes to filming. It's like, you're still young, let's keep you behind the camera, do all your other things. But, you know, once you get a bit older, I'm like, you know, because they see their favorite creators going through the same thing. And they're like Corey, I think he's in his 30s now. I think he just turned 30 this year and he went through it and he even talks about it. And I'm like, do you see what I'm talking about? I'm not saying it to be a bee. I'm saying it because I love you and I'm protecting you and I know exactly what's going to happen. So I don't want them crushing your dreams and your talent because, you know, someone's easy words. It's easy to type mean words and, oh, it has no weight. It has no bearing. You know, it doesn't affect me none. I get to be an a-hole and turn off the computer and call it a day. You know, and I feel like that's where they're saying with consequences. You know, especially with that lover's card, there's consequences to, you know, if this person is in a relationship and you know that and you still consciously, you know, because your lust is bigger than your morals and go for that person, it's like, you know, they do it to you, them, they're going to do it to you. You know, you got to be careful of that. Because you know what, when you get that sting, you're going to be like, wow, what was I thinking? It's like, that's exactly how that person felt. Maybe the situation wasn't perfect, but, you know, look at what you put them through, you know? So don't be shocked if it happens to you. Sometimes it works out, you know, but be mindful. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Friday, June 2nd, 2023. May the universe bless you good. Have a safe and happy weekend. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card. Bye.